What is up, guys? There's everyone here, bringing you guys an first video of the playlist of deck profiles with friends, as I promised. Hopefully it will become a series, but we'll see. Today we have the first friend on the list, one of my best friend, Mark Z. He's going to bring out his Dimomist deck, which is essentially, he says, that become better during Link format, which is quite interesting. Now, one thing to note is that this is kind of some days before the special edition of Code of the Duelist, so Mustar Boy, which is the new Link monster, is missing, so we don't have that yet, but it is supposed to be here free of it, as well as we're missing the Cyber Dragon Nova in the extra deck, and some cards in the main deck which we don't have, or we forgot at home, but we don't have like the time to just go around the entire day and just do it tomorrow. So without further ado, Mark, introduce yourself and let's get started. Mark Z. So,
Hi,
I'll take the extra deck system.
Sorry for my English. I didn't speak English for half a year now, and it's not my native language. So let's just jump into the deck profile.
So, what is your first monster in the deck? And just explain, just show, like, you know, the combo for the links, and then we'll go through it.
Yes. The first monster is one of the most important monsters, is the Dimomist Ceratops. It's a level 5, it's a scale 3. People who don't know how Dimomist works, there are level 4 and level 5 monsters. The scales are 3 and 6, so you can pendulum summon every one of them. The scale 3 protects from battle destruction and card effect destruction, and the scale 6 protects any Dimomist card from targeting. Okay? This is the most important monster, because you can just special summon it if your opponent controls the monster with the highest attack.
No, this one is not that one. This is you control a Dimomist monster.
Yeah.
After that, you forgot. It's okay. It's just very confusing. You have two monsters of the same kinds. It's the one that basically special summon if you control another Dimomist monster than it.
So if you control another Dimomist, if you normal summon or special summon a Dimomist monster, you can just special summon him, and then just go for a link summon from Master Boy, which is the most important
card in the extra deck.
So you have, it's just obvious to play 3 of them. Okay? The next one is the Dimomist Brachian, because it's also essential for the combo to start with. I only play 2 of them because it's not the greatest, and it can clog
quite a lot.
So 2, it's a really good ratio.
What his effect is?
His effect is it can be special summoned from the hand if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, and all monsters
with the highest attack.
Yes.
Or if you do not control any monsters.
If you control, if you do not control a monster, or if your opponent controls the monster with the highest attack on the field. So, the most important combo to start with, if you have both of them, it's really good. You can just special summon Brachion, and then because you control a
Dimomist monster, which is not Ceratops, you can special summon the Ceratops, right?
Yes. We need to know that your opponent needs to have more monsters than you do.
With him, I don't think that he needs to have a monster or more monsters than you do. No, it doesn't say. I don't think it says that.
Yes, it. Oh no.
You were wrong with another monster. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone.
It's because it's the most normal thing to have, like, a restriction on a card. It makes sense, okay? It's just
I didn't.
And you're very tired.
And
you're very tired anyway, so yeah.
I'm a student. Sorry.
And you're also very tired. Anyway,
it's late.
So essentially, you're going 2 of this. You're essentially Link Summon, right?
Yeah, for Master Boy,
which we don't have essentially yet, but we do have it. And you have Link Marker, which is essentially the same as Mrs. Radiant, and it's supposed to be the water variant of Mrs. Radiant, just to let you know.
And then after that, you can just pendulum summon them both from the extra deck.
And then you can go to Infinity or just continue plays as wish.
And don't forget that Master Boy bumps up all your monster by 500 attack.
All water monster by 500 and decrease all fire monster, which doesn't really relevant to you, just relevant against certain matches. Actually, it doesn't really matter anyway, but hopefully we'll see more fires in the future. Decrease fires by 400. Anyway, that's pretty much does it for them, right?
Yes. Takes Master Boy. Now we'll go for the boss monsters.
Which is the part that you more enjoy, yeah, I know.
It's 2 of Dimomist Rex and 2 of Dimomist
Spinos.
And first I play only 2 of them because they are level 5, they can just clog.
Unlike Ceratops
and
Brachion.
You can't special summon them from the hand. You must pendulum summon them or
I think I'll switch sides because this Rex too much glares. So I'll switch sides, yeah. So yeah, continue.
So Dimomist Rex is the one that if he attacks, you can tribute another Dimomist monster and then activate one of his effects.
Okay.
The first one is you can attack, and if he attacks a monster, he can attack another time.
When you tribute a Dimomist monster, right?
Yes. And the second effect, you can tribute a Dimomist monster and shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand or field, and it does not target.
And it's given 100 attack, which is irrelevant, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially kind of an Ignister for Dynamites.
Don't forget, each of these effects are not once per turn. So, well, the first one is kind of once per turn because it can make a second attack, not a third attack.
Yeah, it says in the text second attack, so it makes sense.
So, but you can, if you control
2 of them, you're essentially
hypothetically, if you control a lot of Dimomist monster, like a 5 monster, I don't know, you attack, tribute
one of them, then activates his first effect. Tribute the other one for his other effect, and then if you have another one of these, you can tribute the first one you use.
You can tribute and then shuffle another card from your opponent's hand or field.
So let's just say you have any different 5 variant of Dynamite monsters. You have like this guy attacks, then you tribute, you attack twice, attacks, tribute another one, you essentially shuffle a card. Attacks with the second one, you tribute the first Dimomist Rex you use, and then attack with another one and attribute another monster, and then just shuffle 2 cards, basically, right?
Yes.
So it's mostly almost never happens, but it is pretty powerful. Is that?
And the second
Spinos.
And Spinos. Spinos is my favorite one.
Favorite one because
it's just really funny. He has 2 effects just like Dimomist Rex. And just like Dimomist Rex, it needs to tribute a monster to activate its effect.
This glare is horrible. Sorry about that glare, guys. Yeah. It's essentially we're in a place we're in a place that I don't control the glare because it's my apartment in my you could say the place that I am learning right now. So essentially I don't control the lights and I have other people in the room, and if I turn off the lights, it's just killed the entire light in the room. So unfortunately you have to get used to that. If I'll find a better you could say angle in the future, we'll do that, but for now this is the angle that I have, unfortunately. So 2 Spinos, the first effect is
and just as I said, you need to tribute a monster to activate their effect.
Right, but this one you need to attribute a monster during the main phase.
During the main phase, not in the
battle phase.
Not during the battle phase. Sorry, people, I'm really tired. Okay, the first one is it can attack directly.
Right.
And it's at 2,500 attack points. That's a lot.
Without Master Boy even.
Yes, with Master Boy,
it becomes 3,000
direct attack. And the second effect, it can attack twice during the battle phase.
Oh,
and
God.
Again, you don't need to choose one of these effects.
You can activate both of them, and it's 6,000 to the face.
If you have 2 other Dimomist monsters and this card, you tribute
the first one,
the main phase,
right?
To attack,
make him attack directly, and then tribute the other one to get the ability to attack twice. So essentially, 5,000 to the face without Master Boy on the field.
And if it's Master Boy, it's 6,000 attack points direct.
And if you also have an Abyss Dweller, is 7,000. Yeah, we're going, but it almost never happened. And just trying to think how we can get to 4,000 just OTK your opponent. You need 2 Master Boys and an Abyss Dweller for that. But yeah, that pretty much does it.
Super Master Boy can happen here.
How? I mean, it do happen, but you don't get the link markers.
You don't need.
Well, yeah, I guess. So, what the other monster in the deck?
Dimomist turn.
Okay.
It's the searcher of the deck. Well, it's not the greatest because.
But it became better.
You need to destroy a monster in battle. Destroy a monster in battle to search.
Just like Tribunalians for Raid Raptors.
But it search any Dimomist card in your deck.
And it's become better because you have a Master Boy, which makes it 2,300.
2,300, which is not so
bad for a level 4. Yeah, it's actually not about monster, and it search every Dimomist cards, unlike the continuous spell. And that pretty much does it for that, right?
Yes.
And the last 2 monsters for Dimomist, what are?
The first one is Dimomist Plesios, which is incredible.
What it does?
It weakens the opponent's monster for 100 attack for every Dimomist card you control. It does not need to be a monster. You can count the pendulum scales,
you can
Dimomist charge, or Dimomist howling.
So essentially, for one of them,
if he only himself on the field, it's 100 attack, but with both scales, it's 300, and
it can become bigger. And if you get more of these, it stacks. So yeah, wow, it can decrease like a monster to 0.
Don't forget that if you have this and Pteron, so your opponent monsters are weakened, and Pteron can attack over them and then get a search.
So that's actually pretty good. I mean, assuming the monster will get destroyed, I mean, most of the monsters in the game will be destroyed, but essentially we're not talking about boss monsters, so that's why Pteron is not that good, or Petrion. I don't remember how you pronounce that anyway. Peterion. Yeah, you're the expert of that here. But if you're not dealing with boss monster and you can get over the monsters, that's actually pretty good. So if you're... yeah, pretty much that. And the last monster is?
Dimomist Ankylos.
I will put that a little bit
the green one, how do you call it?
Stegosaur, I believe?
Stegosaurus, yeah. I don't like him. You can just play him if you want.
I don't think it's pretty good.
He's a -1, I think, because he needs to destroy each of one Dimomist monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, so it's a minus.
Yeah, it's a minus, I guess.
Well, it doesn't have to be a minus, but most of the time it will be a minus.
Yeah, I get it.
So Dimomist Ankylos, it's just a deep prison for monster your opponent controls.
Dimensional prison for monsters? Why?
Because any monster that was destroyed by battle with a Dimomist monster is banished.
Okay.
It's a bit...
I'm trying to just good. Like put it to the side that we wouldn't see the other part of the deck.
Yeah, I'll hold it. So... it's a good... he has 2,000 defense,
which is pretty good.
Yeah, for a level 4, but most of the time people doesn't get into defense.
Okay.
And also he's a level 4, so you can...
targeting with him, which is you target this, and I believe one of those 3, and you have Ties of Brethren, you can essentially getting those 3 monsters on board, right?
Yes.
Pretty good, I guess.
So even if you don't happen to draw your turn or your Ankylos,
you can still get them on board, right?
Your Plesios, sorry. Yes. So you can bring them back to... you can bring them from your deck with Tiles of Brethren.
Okay, pretty cool.
And that's for the Dimomist monsters.
Lastly, for your hand traps, let's start with the most obvious one.
I play Maxi. It's
obvious.
Really it's really good card.
Also, we think that it should go to... 2 at least, because I believe like when come like heavy combos decks, this card is essentially very crucial to stop your opponent in their tracks, and it's mostly fair against those decks that essentially it's off topic, but I believe that Maxi and also him should go at least back to 2.
But like, don't want people to get angry in your comments.
I mean, some people actually believe that Maxi should return at least to 3. I mean, it's the maximum, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't believe it should get banned. I just think it should get at least semi-limited, but that's my opinion. But yeah, you can hate me. You can hate me down below. I don't care. Next up,
you don't care.
We really don't care about it. Like, there's some opinions we have, so yeah,
It's our opinion.
It's our deck. It's his deck profile. It's my deck profile as well as my opinions. Anyway, continue off.
I play Effect Veiler.
Why Effect Veiler and not Ghost Ogre?
I play Effect Veiler because I believe that stopping an opponent's effect monster is more important than destroying them. Well, with Ghost Ogre you can destroy spells and traps also,
which negate field spells and continuous spells and traps. Makes sense.
But the most stronger effects in Yu-Gi-Oh today are just are monster effects most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that Effect Veiler is way better because if you stop them, they probably don't have. They have something to do, but not with that specific effect, which probably will be good. Like
for them, like a searcher or whatever.
For example, take Alistair's Invoke.
I hate you for that.
Yes, but this is a really great card against him. You play.
Alistair, you most of the time, even if you're playing the Wind Witch engine, basically you're not going to use it against the Wind Witch engine unless you want to stop a Glass Bell, I believe, or Ice Bell, whatever. You can use it against the Ice Bell as well.
They don't get a search.
Or you can just essentially use it against Alistair and you cannot go Fusion. So that's actually pretty good.
Effect Veiler is way better, but it's my opinion. You can play Ghost Ogre if you want.
Ghost Ogre, so Ashes, but we're budget players a little bit. Even I don't have enough money to go on Ashes.
And I'm a student and I'm really broke. I think half of the cards here are Elira's cards.
Yeah, they're my cards or cards that I sold him because he need those. Anyway, I sold him for that cheap, but that's off topic 100%. But that does it for the monsters, right?
Yes. Now for the spells.
What the most important spell in the deck, in your opinion?
The most important spells, in my opinion? Well, it's pretty obvious. It's Dimomist Charge.
So play for your Dimomist Charge, right?
Yes. For people who don't know what it is, it's a searcher for a Dimomist monster. You can only activate it once per turn, but it's a really great card because it's a pendulum deck.
Right.
It's a pendulum deck. You need scares, you need monsters, you need a lot of monsters in your hand. So, and you can search for your combo pieces.
Also, we're proxying that because I forgot it in his
desk.
Desk at home. Yeah, right. Anyway, free of this because it's essentially
you can search for your combo pieces for Master Boy and then go to your
also another thing to note is effect is activate when a monster is sent to the extra deck.
No, I didn't get to this effect.
Oh, you didn't get to the effect, sorry. Anyway,
the second effect is when a Dimomist monster or monsters are sent to your extra deck, you can target one of those. You can't target. It's automatically activated. You add one of those monsters into your hand.
So essentially, if you have two of this and you just send one monster, yeah. But if you have two of this and just one Dimomist monster, essentially, let's just say this sent to the extra deck,
automatically activated.
So you can only activate the two of them activate. So you can only activate the one, even though. One. So if you get free, you can target two of these. But if you're getting one monster and you have two on board, you're getting just the one monster. Yes. Unfortunately, and you cannot activate that again. Unfortunately.
But it's a great card. It's a searcher. It's a recovery card, and this is what makes Dimomist actually a good pendulum deck during the Link era.
Right, because you get cards in your hands.
It's not a really competitive deck, but it's a really fun deck, and it's not a bad deck.
Right.
It's like a tier 2.
Tier 2? I don't think. I think it's tier 3, maybe.
2.5, maybe.
Well, whatever. I'm sorry the camera is moving. I just dropped something and I'm using again the camera of my phone. Anyway, what the other card of the deck will be?
The draw engine, it's Upstart Goblin because it's Upstart Goblin.
Makes sense. 39 deck consistency.
Yes, and 3 Pot of Hours. Yeah, people.
Pot of Desires, not Pot of Hours.
I just read the OCG ban list. Sorry, I got really confused today.
Anyway, why 3 Pots of Desires and not just 2?
Because you have a spot in your deck and you really need to draw here. So I didn't feel like putting something like one day of peace because you can.
I mean, it's a good draw card if you don't
Yes,
want to
but-
banish, but it's a +2 discard. Essentially, it's some
No,
particular
it's a
deck.
+1, actually.
+1, sorry. It's a +1 in
But
some particular
also,
decks.
You forget about the second effect of one day of peace. You can't make damage.
Damage, which is really bad for Dynamist, and you're also giving your opponent a card, which is also pretty bad.
And you really need to draw these cards because if you don't see it, so probably
And you don't have a good hand, you're kind of screwed.
yes, it's a pendulum deck. You have to draw a lot of monsters in
Right,
order
right.
to activate it. And also, there will be a time that you will activate one Pot of Desires and then banish one or even two of them face down. So
You don't get to draw the second one, but sometimes it's okay to activate 2 in the duel, right?
No, I don't. Well, you can, but
It's the worst situation possible, you mean?
if I activate it, actually there was one time I activated and I didn't want because I deck out.
Oh, wow. Actually, that's pretty bad. So, we have to run through of this. Also, one thing to know to a lot of people, I don't hate the Pot of Desires as well, and Pot of Desires is really cheap right now. I just don't believe, we both don't believe, as another topic, we don't believe in some particular cards that should be like added in some particular decks. For example, Desires, in my opinion, should not be added for a Blue Eyes deck, as well as some other decks that in general.
It's a good
Draw card.
but it's a good draw card, but you need to remember it's not for every deck.
Some decks, you banish way too much of your resources.
Dynamist, it's okay for Dynamist because Dynamist don't really have combo pieces deck.
But for example, for Invoked and Wind Witches, it's pretty bad. For Blue Eyes, in my opinion, it's pretty bad because you banish too much of your Blue Eyes. But we're getting off topics here, so what is your 2 last spells of the deck, I believe? That the 2 spells?
It's Ties of the Brethren.
Which, unfortunately, we're proxying as well, like I told.
Because Elias forgot it at home.
Yeah, that's my bad.
And I don't have one because, well, it's not so expensive actually. You can get it
For $8, I believe. We checked that out.
It's not so expensive, but I'm really broke.
So, yeah.
So,
2 Ties of Brethren because of the combo we said earlier, and we
You
also
have
can summon
3
the level
four
5s.
monsters. They're all water, they're all machines. You can just bring one of them, search the other 2.
Or you can use it on your level 5s, right?
I don't think
It can,
no,
I think
it's
it
a
can.
level 4 or below.
For lore? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
I don't remember
I never
one.
played it with level 5, so I don't know.
I think you're right. I don't remember that rules. Also, you said that it doesn't really restrict your special summon until you do that.
No, it does not restrict a special summon before
But it does
you
restrict the
activate.
battle phase.
Yes. So if you want, you can just
It's a good going first card.
yeah, you can you can pendulum summon before that and then activate it.
Do
with
this, do the combo pendulum summon, and then activate it afterwards. That's what you
effect.
said.
Yes, you can pendulum summon before that. You can Nick summon before that and then activate its effect. So, sorry, people.
Yeah, his phone, whatever. Anyway, you start a Brethren.
Yes, it's Star Brethren. It's +2. You lose the battle phase for it's a card for first or second turn, not after
late
that.
game, so yeah,
only
just
2 of them.
anyway. What is your? It's for spells, right?
Yes.
What is your trap cards?
The first Dynamist trap card I play is 3 Dynamist traps. Well, most of people will play 2 of them.
But why you believe you need to play free?
I believe playing 3 because it's a free special sound from the deck.
And it has a synergy with charge, right?
Yes, it has a synergy with charge, so if the monster is destroyed during the end phase...
It's pretty much going to get destroyed because it doesn't affect my other card effects.
Yes, it does not... Well, it'll be destroyed during the end phase, and then you can add it to your hand with Dynamist charge. Also, you can also use it for defense and for an offense. For defense and for an offense, you can play during your battle phase, or your own, or during your main phase. Even you can special summon it during your main phase, and then normal summon, and then go for the link summon for a master boy, if you want, and then pendulum summon.
Right.
Also, it has a really nice combo with Dimomist Plesios.
Because replaying the battle phase.
Yes. So when your opponent declare an attack, you can just special summon Dimomist Plesios, and then all of the opponent's monsters lose attack equal
to the number of Dimomist cards you control, double 100.
Yes. It's
really nice.
Does may create a replay, but it weakens the opponent's monsters. So most of the time, it's worth it. Attack. It's worth it. I believe it's a really good card. It's helping for the link summon. It's helping for offense, for defense.
Yeah, that pretty much does that. What the second Dimomist trap card, which is the best, I believe, trap card in the deck.
The best support they ever got. Dimomist
Howling. Why is that so good?
Because first, it's a one card scales complete. When you activate it, you can choose 2 Dimomist monsters in your deck and place them in your scales. You can choose even 2, 3, 2, 6, and a 3 or 6.
So that's pretty nice. And what is the our effect?
And the second effect is that you can tribute a Dimomist monster to bounce 1 card your opponent control to the hand. To target 1 card and then bounce it into the hand.
And I think if you control 3 of them, you can activate for each one of them.
Yes, it does not says...
you can only use each effect once per turn.
Yes. If you control 2 of them, you can activate the effect
twice
again.
For each one.
It tells a really nice synergy with charge, because you tribute a monster, it goes to the extra deck, and then you add it back to your hand.
With charge. That's actually pretty nice.
Yes, and...
Sorry.
And another... it's a great protection effect against card effects like Raigeki.
Max, not Raigeki, I get Raigeki, Dark Hole,
Twin Twisters.
Because you activate it, get your scale effect, and then protect this.
Because
you resolve this first during the chain.
The chain makes that the scales are
activated first.
Can resolve during the resolve of your opponent's card, and then they can protect your own cards.
Actually, pretty good.
If your opponent activated Raigeki, you can just activate Dimomist
Charge. Howling, sorry.
Howling. Place a scale. One of the 3 scales that can protect your monster, and you can resolve its effect by destroying it instead of your monsters.
Yeah, I get it.
It can even protect itself. You see, if your opponent activated a Mystical Space Typhoon,
we said that already, but yeah, it's essentially you can activate the scale. It's protected from targeting. You activate the scale 6, so it's pretty awesome. Like this is a very good support card, and it's have tons of utility in the deck. It can protect itself and do whatever, a lot of stuff.
Okay, for the counter lineup, we play 1 Solemn Warning,
1 Solemn Strike,
and 1 Recall. Well,
he likes to play 2 recalls. I will prefer to play 2 Solemn Strikes, but his deck profile. Unfortunately, I don't have the second recall, so we just have the 1 strike instead.
Yes, I don't like playing Solemn Strike because you pay 1500 life points, and then you pay a lot of life points in this deck. You have Tides of Brethren
and Solemn Warning by itself.
And Solemn Warning,
and life points
together 4,000.
And life points is a little bit more important for Dimomist.
Yes, they are not so strong. So you give an opponent's card, but if you resolve it and you are winning, it doesn't really matter. So.
And you said like the same logic with what you call Effect Veiler.
Yes.
So
monster effects are the strongest effects in the game.
In the game right now.
And the last for another negation for monster effect. And
I hate you so much.
And for dealing with high attack points, special summon
monsters, 2 lost wins, of course.
If I had another spot in my deck, I would play 3 of them. This is the best drops that ever came out.
And yeah, we have 1 super and 1 rare because we're scraps. Anyway.
You target special summon monster on the field, for people who don't know, have its attack and also negate its effect, so you can change it to negate an effect or to activate it during the damage step.
That's pretty good.
And you can activate on normal monster, special summon normal monster. You do not have to. It does not have to have an effect because it has the original attack of a monster.
Right, and
like
it's also
if he attacks with a blue eye
I hate you. Anyway, with another deck.
And actually doing this damage step, I can have that blue as attack points, so I can win.
Also, it's a 4 trap use because 2 for each. Because if I summon from the extra deck, it can set it directly, and then it's banished. So pretty much that, right?
Yes.
That's it for the main deck. Now we'll move on to the extra deck. Oh, you want me to do the extra deck, or you'll do the extra deck?
I'll just say a few things after you finish it.
So, to start things off, we're proxying the free beautiful cover card rarity, Mastar Boys, right. Mastar Boys is really important because we explained it's a link to, it's help with water decks, and it's essentially really important for Dimomist, right?
Yes, is the main link onto you will go. You can after that even extend your plays, so you can just take it and then go for Bellow Dragon after that if in Maximum Crisis.
Not Maximum Crisis, I think Sacred Break. You're getting confused.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, the next Link monster, we're going to get the same pyramid. We're going to go to Proxy Dragons, right?
Yeah, I didn't have something else to put in.
And Proxy Dragon is essentially a very good card anyway, so it's pretty generic and it's open up pretty nice Link markers.
Yes, you can just go for it.
You can even go get away with one because Dimomist doesn't really use the extra deck, even their own extra deck in the Pendulum right that much. But it's just here for an option. Then one Decode Talker because it's a Decode Talker and it's a great card. If you want to, you can cut one of the Mastar Boys and put a Firewall Dragon or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can
change whatever you want, but we put whatever we find.
The only few things important in this deck are the Master Boys,
and
at least 2 of, and Cyber Dragon Nova Infinity.
Also, another thing, we don't have Utopia and Utopia the Lightning, so unfortunately we don't have them. They're pretty expensive. So we're playing everything else. If you want to, you can take 2 cards in the extra deck to put whatever you want. But we're playing the one Cyber Nova and one Cyber Dragon Infinity. I'm proxying this because it's coming in the Dragon Legend deck or whatever. So it's pretty obvious. You're going with 2 level 5s to Nova, then you top on Infinity, and you have a monster negation. It's pretty fair today.
It's pretty easy.
It's not that disgusting as it was back in the day, so it's pretty fair, I guess. Next up is one Magister Paladin. You can put whatever you want, but I put one Magister Paladin for his extra deck. It's a free search during the end phase. One Dark Rebellion just to be a beater. One Kaya Gorgon against targeting.
I really don't like this card if you can.
We don't have Utopia, so I put that instead. We don't have Utopia the Lightning, so I don't going to put a normal Utopia. I mean, you could put a Cowboy if you want to go and budget. This deck essentially is pretty budget, but you can put a Cowboy, but whatever. Then 1/1 for stealing monsters.
And also, there is a nice synergy with 1/1.
Because it's water.
Because it's a water monster.
And become 26.
26. So
pretty nice.
It's pretty nice, and it takes one special summon monster your opponent controls.
Then one Castel, because obvious Castel. One Abyss Dweller, because essentially...
You can look out your opponent's graveyard.
And it's also giving you... But it's also giving you monster additional boost, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't... If you are using materials to go for Abyss Dweller, you probably won the game. You don't want to waste the materials on Duella if you do... And
on cards that you don't need.
Really important.
Anyway, the last monster I run is one number 52 Diamond Crab King because we need to know some out.
Not
52. It's not 25. You're mistaken.
No, it's a 25.
Oh, it's in your angle. Anyway, this card is not bills, and we don't have the way to run bills, so I run it because I don't know if in this video we're still going to have Masterpiece in the ban list. Probably, hopefully not, and it's going to go to ban, but it's just an out after you bait your opponent Masterpiece. Just get over it. So that's pretty much
if you have Utopia the Lightning, and so play it. Believe me, play it.
It's really, really important. We don't have it, and it costs way too much. I might actually be able to trade it for it soon, or just we'll see any kind of an option to get it. But for now, we don't have Utopia the Lightning, unfortunately. Hopefully, for the Great Egyptian Gods, we'll get another reprint. But that pretty much does it for the Dimomist deck, right?
Yes.
And pretty much extra deck, which is not extra deck, side deck, you can put almost every card you want, right? You can put like...
I would put another Lost Wind.
Ways to destroy spells and traps, like Twin Twisters or...
We don't have a backer removal here, except Dimomist Howling.
Alright.
So, if you have...
The room, you put Twin Twisters or Dust Tornado.
Yes.
Not the Dust Tornado, the new one. I forgot its name. The new Heavy Storm Duster, right? Heavy Storm Duster, sorry. You put that, you put Ghost Ogres if you want to, you put Gamma Seals or whatever you want to, because Gamma Seals have a little bit of a synergy in the deck. You put like whatever you want in the extra in the side deck. This side deck is very unrestricted, so you can put whatever you want depending on your metagame.
Yes. It's not a meta deck, you know. It's a rogue.
It's more for fun for you going to your locals or whatever. And my locals is pretty strange anyway, so that's pretty much good. The locals in our store is really weird. Anyway,
and also they are really time to travel from here.
Yeah, I guess it's few hours.
It takes 3 hours.
I mean, we got a major event in 2 months, I believe, or a month. But we'll go to that, but we'll see if I find anything interesting in there, and then I'll profile that. But yeah, that's it for his Dimomist deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. This is the first time of what we called deck profile with friends. The friend series, right? Deck profile with friends. Anyway, basically, we're going to have another. I think the next one I'll ask him to do is probably his Dark World, if he will agree to, and then we'll see if we can be able to get our hands on Subterrors or whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy once again. Have a good day, and remember, the key on this game is creativity.